Start with Cody Nesper.
Hey, Coach. With the aggressive defenses Tech used in that ninth inning, do you tell the hitters anything different when they're going up? I mean, obviously, Austin and Tyler tried the slap bunts, but Mikey against that five-man infield, do you tell him anything different?
Yeah, you just obviously tell them trying to get something up in the zone that you can drive to the outfield. It's kind of ironic. We won the game on a ground ball in the infield with a five-man infield. That usually probably doesn't happen, but you just try and get something up in the zone, which isn't easy to do. Situational hitting sounds easy, but hitting is hard enough, let alone trying to hit balls in the air, on the ground, to left field, to right field. You just got to do what you know how to do and just drive balls in the middle of the field, and usually you'll find a way to get it done. But, yeah, with a five-man infield, he hit a ground ball in a pretty good spot.
Next is Wesley Shoemaker.
Coach Mikey, this isn't the first time he's come up big for you guys this year. What do you think of his production at the plate and him being able to come up clutch in these types of situations?
Some guys over time get an identity as to what kind of player they are. He has an identity, but it hasn't taken much time. He's a true freshman that's come in here and has never been rattled by a situation and just continues to do what he continues to do, is play really good shortstop and be really, really competitive at the plate. And, that's good for him because he's last 3 or 4 games, he hadn't had much luck. And, I'm sure he's looking at his batting average that is really the biggest confidence killer in all of sports when you look at your batting average. So he's been asking a lot more questions lately, but he just got back to what he knows how to do, is stay balanced and try and time up a bunch of different pitches. It was the other hit to left field to I think it put us ahead. I'm not sure, after we couldn't execute and get a runner over, that type thing. Mikey got a big hit with 2 outs to score a run. That was a huge hit as well. So nice to have a guy you can count on in those situations.
Kevin Kinder.
Coach, the signature of this program to play aggressively with bunts, attacking pitchers, attacking infielders, has kind of been, I don't want to say lacking, but it hadn't been there quite as much this year. Was that a conscious decision to try to get back to some more of that today, try to put pressure on the defense and create some opportunities?
Yeah, it's a lot more fun to coach that way. You get to use some strategy, and it's a lot more fun to play that way. You can build multiple innings by putting guys in motion and getting a couple guys on base at once. And we've tried to do that. That's been our identity ever since I've been here. We've always been in the top of the Big 12 in stolen bases, and you got to kind of dictate your team and who can do what. But it's just that makes the pitchers pitch differently when they are worried about a runner stealing a base, and all of a sudden you're getting good pitches to hit at home plate. So it changes the whole complexion of the game when you are as aggressive as we were today.
Cody.
What was the problem in the 5th and the 6th with all the walks in the I think it was 5 hit batters?
I don't know. You were sitting there watching it just like I was. I didn't have the ball in my hand, but the guy that did obviously didn't have a very good outing out there. But just one of those things, we talk to him all the time about limiting the amount of free bases we give them, and I think we had 7 walks and 6 hit by pitches. And usually if you give a team like that 13 free bases, there's little to no chance you're going to win that game. But fortunately we battled and grinded pretty good offensively and ended up scoring 1 more than they did.
Go ahead, Cody.
And then you talked about Mikey not needing much time to have an identity. Does that surprise you, or did you know when you were recruiting him that he was, capable of something like this?
When Mikey first committed here, he probably didn't weigh 140 pounds. I think he was a sophomore in high school, and really was a long way, we thought at that time, from being strong enough to compete at this level. But between his sophomore year of high school and when he got here, he took it upon himself to gain a lot of weight, get bigger, stronger, and faster. So his career has been expedited a little bit. He's doing things as a freshman that most people don't do until they're a junior, because of the work that he put in before he got to West Virginia. So all credit goes to Mikey on that one. We thought when we recruited him that he was several years away from being a good offensive player just because of physicality. But, you know, when you recruit these guys and then you go for 6 or 7 months sometimes without seeing them with your own eyes, you know, when he showed up, we were like, oh my goodness, Mikey, you've turned into a pretty strong kid. And he really has. So all credit goes to him on that one.